Figure handyman business. Yeah, it's your boy, the maintenance man D. I just want to do a real brief video for a few minutes. Don't let failure stop you. If you're not careful, you'll allow failure to stop you. I can tell you the way I got started in handyman business. Our very first job we did, it wasn't good. It was a failure, but I didn't let that stop me. I saw the opportunity. I took the opportunity. It did not work out the way I wanted to work out, but I didn't let it stop me. You cannot allow failure to stop you. Failure is most definitely, it's not final. You got to keep going. I just want to encourage you. You got to keep going. And one way I got started with the handyman business and the way we was able to upscale our business to 6 figures, I had to get away from the mindset that I have to do everything on my own. Your hands, your body is a limited resource, and oftentimes we're trying to multiply a limited resource by an unlimited resource, which is time. So just to extrapolate on that, just for a little bit, I think it's better being a contractor than a handyman. More often, I'm a contractor. I'm not really a handyman. I'm not handy as I want to be. I've became more handy because sometimes, the workers that I dispatch out, they can't make it, something happen, truck break down. So I got to go out and do it myself at times, travel between, 10 or maybe even 100 miles because I do believe in having multiple locations. But I do want to say this, don't let failure stop you, and don't be limited by the work. If you're the only one who doing all the work, you're the only one who got the hammer, the nail, the glue gun, the screw gun, or whatever in your hands, your income will be limited. I found out with the handyman business, I can tap into another place where I won't say my income is unlimited because we're not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but it grew incrementally because I understood the concept of subcontracting work out or having employees to do the work. Instead of me taking a whole $100, for example, I just might take $15 or $20. And I could be like, man, I can do that. I can eat myself. You're right. But when you start to multiply the time it's going to take you to do it versus just making $20 from that $100 and letting them have $80 per hour, you will make more with that $20 because you might have made $20 in 10 to 15 minutes just setting it up, right? And it might take you that whole hour and a half or 2 hours to make that $100 or that $200. Yes, you make significantly less, but you make more per minute or per hour. So that's the way I look at it. Most of the time, I get my money in bulk. Yes, employees or the contractors that we hire out, they get way more, and I'm okay with that because I believe in establishing good and great relationships. But I do believe that a contractor has the potential to make more money than an individual handyman. And I'm saying that, don't give up, because I almost gave up and I was sitting on a 6-figure business, but then it just hit me one day. You know what? Let me get some help. I can show you how to get help. That's not hard. Let me get someone who's better to power wash, or who's better putting on the door handle, who's better washing the window, who's better doing maintenance, cleaning, and plumbing. Why do I have to try to do everything? And we would limit ourselves being contractors if you try to do everything. It's okay to make other people wealthy. One way I found out, in order to increase my wealth, you have to make other people wealthy. When other people are getting wealthy, they're getting prosperous because you're sharing the load, you become more wealthy. You become more prosperous, right? In other words, when you become a source, you start getting more sources. When you be a resource, you start getting more resources. So I found that out within the first year of business, and we was able to do over 100 grand. We was able to do over 100 grand in business. So I was like, wow. And that was just from April to December. Now this year, we haven't quite added up what we've done, but I'm pretty sure it's over 6 figures. And I'm not the most handiest person. I'm not the most smartest person, but I do know how to leverage relationships with people. And if you treat people right, the money will come. First of all, you got to treat people right. In order to treat your people right, your contractors right, your workers right, sometimes it's going to feel like you're losing. If you in it just to win by yourself, it won't work. Because sometimes, just to be honest with you, have a guy, won't give his name, but man, his prices are the highest. But I can't really complain because he does the best work, always immaculate, perfect work. So what he asks for, I try to give it to him. And if it's way too high where I can't have any meat because there's no meat on the bone, I tell him, man, can you please cut it a little bit? Leave some meat on the bone because I'm putting this deal together. And if he can, he'll do it. If he can't, he'll tell me he can't. And if I didn't make much on it at all, I wouldn't have made a little if he would have made a lot. You get what I'm saying? So you got to have that kind of mindset. You got to have that kind of concept. I wouldn't even have made a little money if that individual person that you subcontracted out the work to, or that employer you gave the work to, if they wouldn't have made a lot of money. So with that concept, y'all forgive me, this hair wire, we ain't trying to be cute on here. We're trying to give information. So with that concept, I was able to have $100,000 business. And we've been in the handyman business probably a year. Let me see. April, May, June, July, October, September, year and 8 months. Right? So it's very doable. It's very possible. It's not as hard as people think it is, but you have to be willing to share the load. Now, sometimes, yes, I work on both sides. I work contracting it, and sometimes I work and actually doing the work if I can do it. But the beauty about this business, you can be male or female. You do not have to be handy. But like I said again, depending what state you're in, you don't need a contractor's license. I'm in Texas, I don't need a contractor's license. But if you do need a contractor's license in your particular state, maybe Louisiana, Florida, I'm not sure, check your state regulation rules. I think most definitely it will be worth it. I don't have to be an electrician, but I know one. I don't have to be a plumber, but I know one. I don't have to be handy, but I know handyman. And you can still eat very good in this business and provide an income for you and your family. Because the ultimate goal, at the end of the day, us as entrepreneurs, we don't want to do all the work because you are a limited resources. And I'm learning that. For the first few months, I was just trying to do everything. Then I said, hold on, I'm killing myself. I power wash a job and I underbid it, and that's going to happen sometime. I underbidded this job. I might have got $600. You might say, that's not bad. It's not bad. $600 for that particular day doing their power washing job. I was out there 10 to 12 hours, but I probably should have quoted it or bid it at $1,200 to $1,600 and anywhere between there. That was the real price. So they jumped on my price so fast. Yes, I still got $600 that day, but it was not the correct price. To make a long story short, what I'm saying, I took 10 to 12 hours to do that. I probably missed 4 or 5 jobs because I was so focused on doing the work for me, right? And I probably would have made that money, that $600, without actually taking all that time if I would have gave that work to somebody else, and I wouldn't have missed 4 or 5 jobs that day. So I'm telling you, it does not pay to be greedy. You can do everything by yourself and you can have a very, very profitable income. You might, because some people, you can't get mad at them. They don't want to negotiate. They don't want to turn in bids and they don't want to do the backlog, the information. They just want to work. And nothing wrong with that. Because I have some guys that are on my team, and I like to say it like this. I don't work for them. They don't work for me. We work for each other, right? Because I can't do it without my team. Let's just be honest with you. I can't do it without them. And yeah, they probably can do it without me because they've already been doing the work, but I definitely cannot do it without them. So we partner together. They don't want to do invoicing. They don't want to work on bids. And they don't want to talk to the higher ups, the administrators. They don't want to talk to the managers. They just want to work. And they get paid handsomely for working. So that's where I come in, right? So when you know your place, if this might be something that you're interested in doing, we got a link on there. You're more than welcome to get this free information. But I definitely do believe, and I am a witness, within a year and 8 months that we have been doing the handyman business, I was working at Dollar General Warehouse, making pretty decent income, for the area. I mean, enough to put food on the table. Also, a minister, a pastor of church. But if man don't work, he don't eat. You can say between 40 and 70,000 I could have been making, in the area that I'm in. With overtime, probably make more than that. Then I heard the Lord say, I need you to quit your job. So I was crying like a baby. I'm like, what do I need to do? And I stumbled on some information about the handyman business. And I began to read and sow and to invest in myself. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, this is not going to work. You have to be willing to invest in yourself. So I was able to invest in myself, get information, get clients, get certain contracts, get landscaping contracts, believe it or not. And I don't never go, I don't touch the site. I only been at the site one time, and that's residual income for the last 2 years. That's the opportunity that's right here in the handyman business. It's so many ways, so many different ways you can go. But I found out the best tool is leverage. Don't try to do it all by yourself. If you try to do everything by yourself, you're going to limit your income because your mind, your hands, your body is a limited source, and you're trying to multiply it by what seems like an unlimited source, time, although it's limited to you. So contractor is much better than a handyman business. Just a few tips on how to leverage a 6-figure handyman business. Signing off, it's Darius, Mr. Handyman.